What's up, y'all? Good morning. I want to talk real quick about Tokyo Tiny and Black China. Now, I don't know if you guys seen this episode of Tamra Hall or even just a portion of her show, but this segment was about Black China and celebrating her being 1 year sober. Now, I know some people probably will say, well, what's the big deal about that? If you're someone who dealt with um, addiction or being an alcoholic, then you can appreciate this. Someone who is withholding themselves for a year takes a lot. It takes a lot out of a person. And I've watched Black China just like the world has watched her in this 1 year process. And I have to say, she's done good. She's done very well. Now we're not in her presence every, hour, 24 hours of the day. We don't know what she's doing 24 hours of the day. But from what we have seen of her, she's done a great job. Just to mention a couple of things, we're witnessing her on this show with her mother, and the dynamic between the two was great. They've had so much drama throughout the years between each other that it's nice to see them two sit together. It's nice to see them two love on each other as mother and daughter. It's nice to see them two sit with each other and talk peacefully, loving, and respectfully towards each other. That shows a lot. And I'll tell you from firsthand dealing with people who suffer from addiction, they're not the same person when they're under the influence. When they're under a narcotic or under the influence of alcohol and they're being controlled by that drug or that alcohol, they are not the same person as the person they are when they're completely sober. That I know. So both of these ladies practicing being sober is beautiful because they are able to experience one another on a different level that they've never been able to experience each other before because they're sober. Two, we've been able to see Black China, get her life, get herself together. She removed her tattoos. She started working out. She removed all the fillers and all the, plastic off of her body as much as she could. She's truly making steps towards being 100% better for herself. And I think she looks beautiful. She shows up on this show, no makeup on, and she just, to me, seems so beautiful in just her natural state that I don't even know if she knows that the world sees her now as a totally different person. And it's crazy because as a society, we're conditioned to see people or actually wait for their downfall. I've heard people say, oh, just give it some time. She'll be back to her old self. Just give it some time. She'll be back to drinking, smoking, doing this, doing that, being back to OnlyFans. She'll be back to her old self. She'll be, they're just waiting for her to fail. I've heard people say, oh yeah, she's leaning on God and she's doing all this talk about God, but that'll all play out soon. It hasn't. So I just want to congratulate her on her journey. I know that, I usually post drama, but we know the dynamic between these two have always been drama. So let's appreciate the happiness. Let's appreciate the goodness in these two. And I hope that this continues. I hope that sobriety builds their relationship between each other, and I wish the best for these two ladies. What do you guys think? I'll see y'all in the comment section.